Today is January 1st, 2021. Today we're just going to take a quick reading, on what happens after I file a complaint against an attorney. The State Bar of California is going to be the example that I'm going to use. Please look at your respective states' websites, the respective states' Bar Association websites. Not every state is the same. Most states follow similar processes. This isn't legal advice. This is just me taking the time to read this document. Okay, first, if you got a complaint, send your complaint in writing, either online or via mail. In addition to the complaint form, include a written statement and any documents that support your claim of attorney misconduct. There is no fee to file a complaint. If criminal conduct is suspected, the State Bar may also refer the matter to a law enforcement agency for investigation and potential prosecution. If you lost money due to an attorney's dishonest conduct, you should apply for reimbursement from the State Bar's Client Security Fund. 2. You will receive a notification in the mail in about a week confirming that your complaint was received. A State Bar attorney will review your complaint to determine if it shows that the attorney may have acted unethically. As part of this step, the State Bar may contact the attorney, and the attorney will be advised that you filed a complaint. The State Bar may also contact you to request additional information. This review process takes 2 to 3 weeks. You got to ask yourself, does the complaint describe ethical violations? If no, even if there are not grounds for discipline, the State Bar may send a warning letter to the attorney. The State Bar will send you a letter explaining why the complaint was closed. You may request a review of this decision by writing the complaint review unit. And then if yes, move on to step 3. The State Bar will assign your complaint for investigation and send you a letter to tell you the names of the attorney and investigator assigned to investigate your complaint. The investigation may take up to 6 months. Does the investigation find evidence of ethical violations? If no, the State Bar will send you a letter, again, explaining why the complaint was closed. 4, the State Bar will send a notice to the attorney of its intent to file charges and may try to settle the case. Does the case settle? If yes, the State Bar will review the settlement agreement, which describes the discipline to be imposed. If the discipline includes suspension or disbarment, it must be reviewed and approved by the California Supreme Court. If not, the discipline can be ordered by the State Bar Court. All public discipline is posted on the State Bar's website. And then if the case does not settle, then you'll move on to step 5. The State Bar will file charges against the attorney in State Bar Court, making the case public. The charging document and the attorney's response will be posted on the State Bar's website. Does the State Bar Court judge determine after a trial that the attorney shall be disciplined? If no, the case will be closed with no discipline imposed. And then if yes, move on to step 6. If the discipline includes suspension or disbarment, it must be reviewed and approved by the California Supreme Court. If not, the discipline can be ordered by the State Bar Court. All public discipline is posted on the State Bar's website. Either the attorney of the State Bar can request a review of the State Bar Court decision. So either attorney can request it. And then if you have questions about the complaint process, or you want to know what the status of a complaint you filed is, go ahead and call your State Bar. Now, I read that because that's the process. What are some of the reasons or unethical behavior that may cause for you to want to file a complaint against your attorney? Let's say you're telling your attorney, hey, I have this evidence, I need you to go ahead and file it on the record. But your attorney is sitting there giving you ineffective assistance of counsel by way of not putting whatever your evidence is on the record. I've seen it happen. I've seen people in cases where they might have, let's say, for example, a false domestic violence issue. That false domestic violence issue could be things like, I don't know, criminal threats, or they're saying that you did, you said, you had the intention, without any evidence that would corroborate the claimant's said claim. And so next thing you know, you got a police report against you. You're sitting there in jail. In California, we have laws where, a party could just say you said something and you will be locked up if found. And next thing you know, you're paying a $5,000 bail for something that, one, cannot even be proved, two, may not even have witnesses, and three, because there's a statute that allows for things like that to happen. So they do have an operation of law mechanism. And let's say you request that if there's evidence, that it be turned over to you. And your attorney just hands you maybe a copy of the complaint, or maybe not. And you say, well, look, I was over here at this location at the time that they said that they saw me and I said. It could be a movie. It could be maybe you were at a party and you have witnesses. And the attorney does not produce the evidence for the record immediately. Next thing you know, you're sitting there for a month wondering why it's not appearing on the record. Maybe your attorney is a female, and maybe you have a history of arguing with your wife. And because you have a history of arguing with your wife, they might prejudice you and say, hey, it's more likely than not because of past conflicts that this party is lying to me. So they want you to go to trial. A lot of times, state governments make money off of going to trial. A lot of times, the mere fact that it's a domestic violence dispute, they don't want to sham or prejudice the victim or have the appearance of that. And so even though you may be right and you may as well be innocent, just to test all variables of the case, they might prolong it. And your attorney might be ignoring you. Okay? And when I said woman before, I mean, let's say you're a woman and he has something against women because he might have had an ex-wife situation. Or if you're a man and that woman just might look at you and say, oh, well, he's scary or he's this in her own head. That's what I mean. So it's equal. It goes both ways. So that lack of performance is why you would file a complaint against your attorney. That is one example. Other examples can be any other ethical violation found in the bar manual for their code of conduct. And anything that would violate said code of conduct inside of your state bar's manual for attorneys, that would be an unethical act. Okay? Let's say you have an estate and the attorney starts trying to get rich off of the estate that they are managing via unjust enrichment. That would be an example. Okay? That would be an example of an unethical behavior. Let's say your attorney gives you very bad advice. You know better. You're conflicting with them. Then you start to try to take action or talk into court or talk to the court. And that attorney tries to shut you down because they feel that it's an improper approach. I've seen it happen. I've seen situations where an individual might have had some sort of altercation, and because they have a history of slapping people off of bar stools and they were military, their own attorney tried to get them to get a psych evaluation, go to anger management or resources, take a plea deal, and that plea deal would have essentially led to a conviction of an act of violence in which there was no proof. There was no evidence. There was no docketing of any evidence. As a matter of fact, there was proof to the contrary. So the problem with a lot of attorneys is that they feel that they always know better, and they are going to negotiate, sometimes against anyone's honest, better judgment. It doesn't take a scientist to see that the attorney is about to negotiate a particular downfall of their clients. And sometimes that client might need to stand their ground and hold that attorney accountable. This page, this right here, this chart that I am showing on screen is an example on how to go about correcting the attorney's willful or maybe not so willful ignorance. I want you guys to enjoy your New Year's. If you have any questions, you can contact me. Link in the description. Like I said, this is not legal advice. If we talk or anything like that, I'm going to say it right now. We are just sharing information. This is not an attorney-client relationship of any sort. And I want you guys to start your new year off with a new perspective, an accurate perspective. I don't want you guys to miss the opportunity to get the correct information. Every time I talk, I will put whatever I am addressing on the screen so that you can review it for your own benefit. And it's not going to come from a source that I made up. It's going to come from a source that is publicly available. God bless. Stay strong and protect yourselves. All right, smooth operators. Bye.